All right. Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope everybody's feeling good this morning. Hey, check it out. Uh, uh, Nikola Tesla. He said something amazing. He was like, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Energy, frequency, and vibration. I'm going to say that again: energy, frequency, and vibration. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. It is a game changer. Most people don't understand this, but this whole universe is made up of sound. This whole universe is made up of energy. Your boy Albert Einstein won the Nobel Peace Prize at the age of 26 because he was able to simplify one of the secrets of the universe into a simple equation that went E equals mc squared, which basically says that energy is going to become matter once it hits a certain speed of vibration, right? E equals mc squared. It's saying that energy equals mass squared times the speed, right? The whole idea here is that everything is energy. Everything in life emits sound. Everything in life emits energy. A dead body laying in a coffin is still moving. You're like, how could that be? What I'm saying is, how else would it decay? How else would it turn into dust? You've always heard ashes to ashes and dust to dust. How does that happen? It happens because the body is still moving. Everything is still moving. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is that everything in life is sound and energy. I don't care if it's you who's like, after a long day of work. I don't care if it's the cicadas that come out ever so often and emit these piercing screeches, right? And invade your ears right when you're trying to fall asleep. The vibrations that you feel are ever present. And needless to say, of course, the way your vibrations change can change the way you feel about things in general, right? These vibrations that you feel from other places can change the way you feel about things in general. For instance, you might notice that your vibe, vibe is just short for vibration, right? Everybody get that? You may notice your vibe with other people changes depending on how the interaction works out. Can I get a witness on that? If you've ever been given a ice grill by somebody who's mad at you, then you know how it feels. You know what I mean? You feel awful. It can start to put a damper on your entire day. On the other hand, if you've ever been waved at across the cafeteria, or you've ever been waved at from across the street, or you've ever been waved at from down the hall or walking past somebody's office, you know how positive that impact is on you. Can I get a witness? It's not really much in the grand scheme of things that this person waved and smiled at you, but next thing you know, you're feeling different. Does that make sense? All I'm saying to you this morning is that the value of vibrations can't be understated. It can't be overstated, I think I meant to say. The vibe that you get, the value of your vibe, you can't say enough about it. You can influence with just vibration, not only yourself, but even the people around you to be better and to feel better. One of my mentees, I don't know if she's listening in this morning, but I gave her a simple edict for making it in the politics of the office, right? I said, make it your job to make everybody's day you come across. Make it your job to make everybody's day. Can somebody give me that in the comments? My job is to make somebody's day today. And don't mess around and say you're going to make 5 people's day today. Don't mess around and say everybody who is blessed to come across you in the universe today, woo, they in for a treat because you're going to make somebody's day. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? What a powerful position to take in your own life once you realize that you can make somebody's day today. Oh, there's so many ways to do it, Allie. There's so many ways to do it, Donna. Hey, Jamie, there are so many ways to do it. You could give them genuine compliments. You can ask them how they're doing and really listen for them to answer. You understand? You don't have to even come through and solve any problems. But just the fact you listen to them is going to make their day. You hear me, Hadassah? Yes, Jessica. Yes, Miss Connor. Yes, Donna. That's right. A smile can make their day. You know, in Islam, it's like a smile is the first form of charity. A smile is the first form of charity. So that is an incredible point. You can hold the door open for somebody. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. What is a small gesture you can do for somebody today that just makes their day? What is something you can do that'll just make somebody's day? So far, we said you could give them a genuine compliment. We said you can smile at them, right? And wave and greet them like you're greeting your long lost best friend. You can hold the door open for somebody. What is something else you can do? What's something else you can do that would make somebody's day, y'all? Right? What is something? Yeah, it's true, Donna. It's true. Check it out. You could carry somebody's groceries to the car. You could pay for somebody's Starbucks that's in line behind you. You see where we're going with this? You could sweep up the leaves on one of your neighbor's front porch. Y'all hear what I'm saying? You could ask them how they're doing and actually mean it. You could pay it forward. You could compliment them. You could give to somebody who's less fortunate, right? You could give compliments and positive energy. That's right. You can greet them with a smile and maybe even a hug. One of the things that COVID has taken from us is the ability to be able to embrace people when you run into them. Am I right? What are some other things you can do that'll just make somebody's day, right? You can raise your eyebrows, nod, wave, hold the door. That's right. You could purchase the person in front of you or behind you coffee. You could be in the grocery store and say, you know what? I'm paying for her groceries too. Let's get it. You know what I mean? You can be in a restaurant and you can leave a huge tip. You can leave $100 tip. Maybe that's not huge to you. I don't mean to shrink your magic. Maybe you leave $1,000 tip. What's the biggest tip you ever left for somebody? Maybe you can beat that record today, right? You can make somebody's day. There are so many freaking ideas. Miss Williams is like, she had somebody pay for her order last night. She also left me the change. I paid for the person behind me and left the tip. You see what I'm saying? It's a gift that keeps on giving. The fact that someone passed you some good vibrations makes it so easy for you to pass somebody else some good vibrations. Isn't that amazing? Andre, you crazy. Andre, like, masks have helped because people don't always use mouthwash when they should. All right. So that's a good point. So Andre's like, the masks have helped raise his vibration and his level of gratitude. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into 4 different ways to raise your own vibration. Because just now we were talking about how you can raise other people's vibration. And guess what? That's the bonus for you. Just you raising someone else's vibration will raise your own. It's weird how God made us. But one of my favorite quotes from John Wooden, right? The insanely successful basketball coach, John Wooden, who gave us the will to win is really the will to prepare. Well, he said something else. He said, it's amazing that God made us so that the 3 things that most people want most, freedom, happiness, and peace of mind, can always be attained by giving them. The things we want the most, freedom, happiness, and peace of mind, can most easily be attained by giving them to other people. So what you just now did was you really laid out a bunch of ways to raise your own vibration, right? But I got some more for you. Here's number 1. Approach situations calmly. That's the first one I got for you. Approach situations calmly. What do I mean by that? What I mean is, way too often in this crazy world right here, where we listen to the news more than we listen to personal development, where we're more caught up in what's going on around us than we are on what's going on inside us. A lot of times, the reason that negativity is everywhere is because we allow our emotions to completely overtake us. We just now saw something tragic happen at the Oscars, right? Well, I didn't see it. I saw the news stories afterwards, but what a tragedy when 2 powerful Black men have to get into it like that on the world stage. What a tragedy when the only 2 award shows I've ever seen interrupted were done by Black men. What a tragedy when we don't realize it's our feelings that lead to our thoughts, not our thoughts that lead to our feelings, y'all. I'm one of the people that used to subscribe to the idea that first you have the thought and then you have the feeling. But my therapist changed everything for me in many ways. And one of the things that she was able to help me see is that the way it works is you feel something first and then you think it. And I was like, that makes so much more sense based on what I teach about sales, which is that you make the sale from your emotional mind and then you justify it with logic. Well, that's you. This is why the first level of emotional intelligence is being able to identify your own emotions. Then you get to managing your emotions. Then you get to identifying emotions in other people. Then you get to managing relationships. And then you get to the level where you're able to motivate yourself. But check it out. When you are able to approach situations calmly, what you are doing is taking sovereignty over your emotions. Now you're less inclined to think with negativity because your stress and your anger are going down. Now you can think about something that was stressful really, really clearly. Now, what you got to realize is no matter how tense the situation is, there's always room for you to think and do things. Almost always. Sometimes you got to move because that bus is about to hit you, right? But there are plenty of other instances in your life where something stressful happened and you could respond with all your ability. Now, is there a way to work on your ability to respond? Obviously, that's called personal development. But check it out. Many times we ain't used the ability that we had. We knew right from wrong. We knew whether this was going to lead us to the result that we wanted if we'd have just stopped to think about it. So don't let the pressure take you in. Instead, think of the advantages your circumstances provide you. That's the power of attitude. I've said it once, I'll say it again. Attitude allows you to see the opportunity in the adversity. You might not have a lot of time, just for instance, right? But you may have the skill to make it work, you know. But before you start getting upset about the fact that you don't have enough time to study for this test, maybe you embrace the opportunity to show yourself how quickly you can learn something, right? And here's another one while we're talking about this first one, right? Here's another one while we're talking about this first one, which again is approach situations calmly. Remember not to take your anger out on the people around you. Check it out. If you really want to let yourself evolve to a higher vibration in these tenseful moments, you know the first thing you need to do? You need to breathe. We talked about this during the Q&A session at the end of one of the calls last week. This was talking about how do I recenter myself when all hell is breaking loose. And I said what my therapist told me, which is you got to learn to breathe. You got to learn to breathe, Trina. Check it out. Breathe in 4, breathe out 6. Why? That sounds so like, what are you training us to be, a monk? No, it's not like that. I'm just saying when you breathe, you lower the cortisol, which is a stress-inducing chemical in your body. Your body, amongst other things, is a chemical manufacturing plant. And one of the chemicals that ain't so helpful all the time when it's overdone is cortisol. Millionaires, if you want to lower the cortisol, if you want to lower the stress in your body, breathe in 4 and then out 6. And just like that, you feel more centered. Hopefully you'll feel the tension kind of melting out of your body. And you know, sometimes you may need to do that right while you're in a situation where they're looking at him like, what the heck is wrong with him? You can't care about that. You got to worry about what's wrong with yourself. And you got to breathe, baby. A lot of times you find the veins start popping in your neck. Your eyes get bloodshot. You're just furious because you're not breathing. So they'll walk in and be like, breathe, man, breathe. You know, calm, chill, right? Once that's finished, you come at the problem from you come at the problem with a fresh perspective. You come with a fresh outlook, and then you're going to prevail in time. Does that make sense? Here's the second one, y'all. Learn to appreciate the value of silence. Hey, that's so good, Queen. You know, it's the lack of emotional intelligence that cost us relationships. It cost us money and opportunities we could have had. And it cost us our health. You know, you start aging prematurely. You start going through ulcers and strokes and heart palpitations because you aren't controlling your breathing. You aren't controlling your emotion. Good point. Good point. That's right. Your body's a chemical manufacturing plant. All right, so back to number 2. Learn to appreciate the value of silence. Sometimes a person will say something wild to you, and you just got to learn to say, ouch. You know, what I love about what Chris Rock did up there, man. See, some of y'all are applauding Will Smith. You know, I'm applauding Chris Rock because I've seen enough black men die prematurely because of ego, because of lack of self-control. Boy, that could have happened to the wrong person, and that would have canceled the Oscars. You hear me? I know people that would have stage dove. I know people that would have brought the mic stand with them and used that like a baseball bat while pretending the person's head was a baseball. You get what I'm saying to you? Oh, yeah. I know people that would have thrown chairs. I know people that would have at least been like, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. You know what I mean? If you could take a joke. You could take a joke. We comedians. Listen to me. I applaud Chris Rock. He didn't even press charges afterwards. That's who I applaud. See, some of y'all respecting the wrong one in that situation. I'm gonna tell you something. He showed the ultimate in poise. He showed the ultimate in confidence. A lot of y'all think that y'all don't know you giving yourself away being all macho all the time. You're trying to get somebody else to think about you what you wish you thought about yourself. Chris Rock was like, I ain't interested in coming off like a tough guy. I have hurt this person right here. This person's going through it because of something I said. Now, the jury's out about whether or not your boy knew about this alopecia thing. I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff. I don't follow her, so I didn't know about all her issues. Maybe some of y'all did, right? And I will admit that it's a bit of a line cross. It's a little bit of a line cross at the point you're making fun of someone's medical condition, right? But here's the thing. What I love about it is that he just stayed silent on the matter. He has yet to respond. Y'all notice that? That I know of. He has yet to respond. Millionaires, appreciate the value of silence. There's always going to be some pressure on your part to do something. Even if you ain't just get slapped on a national stage, on a national broadcast with an all-black production team. My man Will Packer produced the Oscars. That's one of my buddies from back in the day. And he produced it, had an all-black production team. I'm not making this about race this morning, but I'm just saying, man, damn, as leaders, sometimes you have a heavier burden of responsibility because you ain't just repping for yourself, man. When you're on the outside, there's always some kind of pressure on your part to do something, whether it's talking to strangers or just being normal around them. Like, right, you're participating with family, you're expected to interact. You're always being compelled by some external pressure. You're always being compelled, even when you're not being compelled to do something drastic. There's always some kind of pressure on you, even when you don't recognize it. There's this societal pressure from this cultural hypnotic society machine. But what you need to understand is that sometimes you don't need to interact. In fact, you might even need to distance yourself from people. You might even need to distance yourself from certain situations and just appreciate the silence. Now, this doesn't mean you can just be silent whenever you want. And this don't mean you giving people the silent treatment. But whenever there is time for it, seize it by being silent and getting your meditation on. You can meditate in complete quietness. You can argue with your own mind about your next moves in the future. You can stress and start to worry about things you can't control. You have all these options. I'm just saying, maybe you want to master the art of silence. Maybe you want to master the art of quiet. Maybe you'll be able to emit positive vibes simply by getting back into your real self, remembering who you are, remembering whose you are. Do you hear me? Next thing you know, people are looking at you in a more favorable way. I can't tell you how powerful that quote is that says, it is better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to open your mouth and prove them right. Here's the third one I got for you. Forgive the past. Forgive the past, right? If you want to emit positive vibration, if you want to raise your vibration, forgive somebody today. You ain't got a time machine anyway, baby. But a lot of times, the reason you see people that are just bitter and angry and have these hairpin triggers, right? They have these really short fuses. It's because they're still living in the pain from the past. Sometimes people ain't able to emit positive vibes at all, let alone get themselves to a higher frequency. And it has to do with the fact they ain't able to let go of their past. You might not be willing to entertain a romance in your life because of some past pain. You hear what I'm saying to you? Well, who are you hurting? Now, you completely justified in being completely angry. And how could they do that to you? You know, you're really hurt. And you get to hold on to that as long as you need to. But how long do you need to? It might not be a good idea to hold on to it too long, because now your pain could spread to other people. Now you're inclined to treat them not so good. You hear what I'm saying to you? Check it out. Now you got this spread of the real pandemic, which is negative vibrations, right? Now it's hurting your ability to socialize with your coworkers, right? On a personal level. Now you can't appreciate the present. Now you can't appreciate the opportunities that are in the future. Now the fun has been drained out of your life. Now you'd rather watch reality TV than pay attention to your own existence, because at least by watching this crap on television, you can feel better about your life without having to change any of it. You see what I'm saying? It's diabolical. It's diabolical. Check it out. It is easy to understand why forgiving the past does so much for your vibes, but it's not so easy to do. I'm challenging you this morning. I'm challenging you this morning. I love that, Trina. She said one of her affirmations is, I release past trauma and I'm healed from my past trauma. That's powerful, because we all got some, don't we? And that leads me to the last one. Perfect segue, Trina. The last one is give yourself some love. Somebody say, give yourself some love and give me a share. Write that in the caption when you share it on somebody's timeline or when you share it on your own timeline. Give yourself some love. This is probably the most important thing you can do for yourself. When you underestimate your true potential, right? Or you don't give yourself enough credit, right? Or you don't give yourself enough loving attention, it weakens your ability to show your potential to other people. The most effective way to increase your vibration is to project it. Think about that. To project that same vibrancy, therefore, means you have to believe in yourself. I said this yesterday in my little Gems from the Gym series. I don't know why I said little, but I said that during my Gems from the, y'all know every morning when I'm walking out the gym, I just start kicking it with you, right? Well, what I said yesterday is that, listen, whatever God got for you, can't nobody take it from you. Can't nobody keep it from you. But let me tell you what the devil can do. The devil can keep you from it by making you not want it no more. That's powerful, right? Make you feel so dejected. He'll take away your courage and your strength. You know, we call that discouragement. He'll discourage you until you don't even want it no more because you don't believe in yourself. It's easy enough to hate yourself. It's easy enough in this society to not be confident. It's even easier because people have this false notion that being confident means you're selfish, or being confident means you're too proud. They also think poverty is the same as piety. And to have wealth means you're wicked. But all these are lies. This is negativity at its most pervasive. In order for you to truly be positive, you have to believe that you can bend the universe to your will. You have to believe that even though this feels kind of icky right now, you have the power to make it better. You have to have faith. You have to believe in your potential to turn the invisible into the tangible. And it's going to take some getting used to. But once you got it, man, you'd be shocked at the kind of changes you're able to start seeing. And then what's even better is it's going to make you more powerful. You're going to be able to become more valuable. And so you're going to all of a sudden become more powerful. And now you ain't improving alone because you're just sprinkling it on everybody around you. I hope this was helpful, y'all. Let me see your favorite technique for raising vibration. You know, let me see your favorite technique for raising vibration. Let me see it. Let me see it. I forgot to have this playing the whole time. Y'all see this? Join Dear Millionaire if you rock it with us. It's the world's first text message system for personal development. You always getting quotes you can repost on social media. You're always getting all kinds of videos that'll help you go further, faster, with less effort, you know? So make sure you join us. Make sure you join us. Right now is affirmation time. Let's get it, y'all. Repeat after me. And if that number tries to charge you, all you do is text message, call me to the same number. Text message, call me to the same number, and you're off to the races. Here we go. Here we go. I am so happy and grateful